basically the day that Rav Shimon ben Yochai passed away. It was in Stalik on that day. It was a day that the Zohar records what took place in the events on that day. Earlier, the end of the Zohar by Chumash Dvarim speaks about the light that was in the intensity of the light that was in the house. And Rav Shimon ben Yochai had very great joy. He felt that this is the day he's connecting with the Almighty, as he expressed himself in three expressions, like a flame that goes back up, clings and connects with its source. And therefore it is a joyous day, because he asked it to be joyous. To the extent that there was a story with a certain student of the Ari, that he would, every day, he would say the prayer of Nachem, that the Almighty should comfort us for the destruction of the temple. Every day he said it, not only weekdays, but also Shabbos, Yom Tov, and other days in the year. When it came to like Boimer, and he said it, the Arizal gave over a message to this student that the Rashbi, Rav Shimon ben Yochai, was not pleased with that. And tragedy struck that a member of that person's family passed away. It was a very harsh thing that happened then, and this was because Rashbi, although Rav Shimon ben Yochai lived in the time of the Romans, but his spiritual experience was like in the time of the temple. And he was the one that revealed the Zohar. And in addition, it's interesting to note that in addition to the Zohar, what we have today is not everything. It's mentioned in a certain book that if we would have all the writings of the Zohar, we would need a camel to carry that load. So what we have is the 3 volumes of the Zohar. Then we have Tikkunei Zohar. And as a result of that, branched out the Arizal, Eitz Chaim, Pri Eitz Chaim, and many different Svarim that were written by his student, Rab Chaim Vital. But Rab Shbi was actually the pioneer in revealing the secrets of Torah. And therefore, this day is considered a Ilula. A Ilula means like a wedding, a joyful day. So the question is, why Ilula? Why a wedding? It's not a day of a wedding. And others ask, why don't we fast on that day like they fasted on the 7th day of Adar? So by the passing of Moses. So the answer is Moses wanted to go in Israel and he didn't make it. It wasn't allowed. On the other hand, by Rashbi, it was a day of joy. So Chassidus explains it on a deeper level. That Rashbi revealed, Rav Shimon ben Yochai revealed the inner part, the inner secrets of Torah, insights of the Torah. And therefore the insights of Torah are unlimited. So every year when it comes to the day of his passing, there's a new revelation and there's a new elevation that a person, he reaches a higher level, higher height, and everybody that studies his Torah reaches a higher height because it's infinite. So therefore it's considered like a wedding. In the same way that a wedding, there is infinite generations that come. There's children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren to the end of all the generations. In the same sense, the revelation that is revealed in the inner part of Torah, which is basically the insights of Torah, the secrets of Torah, which is the Zohar. And therefore, this is a very joyful day, an auspicious day for prayers, a day for studying, a day for good resolutions. This is the day of Rav Shimon ben Yochai. As Chassidus explains, this is the day of the giving of Pnimius HaTorah. This is like giving the Matan Torah of Pnimius HaTorah, the day of like Beimer. It is Chassidus explains that this is considered like the day of revelation. Same way that there was the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai. This is the day that the secrets of Torah was given to us. Developed then by Rav Shimon ben Yochai.
Why did he used to get so angry? Stories that are Shimon ben Yochai in the Gemara. He had a temper. He was like,
yeah. Well, Shimon is the Inyan, Shmiya is the Inyan between Shmiya and Riyah. One is Chesed, one is Geburim. But Rav Shimon ben Yochai was on a very high level. He was on a level that things that were happening around him not always were to his pleasure.
There was the famous story about him exiting the Myra when he looked at people and he metaphorically scorched them, him and his son, and then the next time they came out, his son would scorch them and he would heal them.
He would heal them, right?
How do you understand that? What is that?
This explains that it's basically there's an expression that says "Machatzti v'ani yarpa," Machatzi v'niyarpa that I struck, and v'niyarpa I cure. Pnimis HaTeira is basically the inside, the secrets of Teira is basically, Rab Shimon ben Yochai was the first one to remove the barriers between the secrets of Teira and the revealed part of Teira. He was the first sage that did it. And therefore this also reveals an infinite level here in this physical world. So therefore he's able to deal with situations that he can cure something that on a different level it cannot be accomplished. Because Pnimius HaTeira is connected with the infinite light, and therefore it has the potential, because it's connected closer and more in an obvious way expresses the infinite revelation, so therefore he can accomplish that when it comes into world, to really settle down world, not to destroy world, but settle it down, that it should be cured and it should be stable. And therefore, Rab Shimon ben Yochai went out from when he went out of the cave, then he went back in, because this was basically changing the phase, that's when the approach to the world was completely a different approach. As Chassidus in general explains, that the difference between learning something in the revealed part of Teira and a Chassidish part of Teira is basically the difference between looking at something from above to below or from below to above. When a person is learning the revealed part of Teira, they're learning literally topics as they are in world. And from there, when they need to derive the different halachas, the different laws, the different traditions. On the other hand, when a person is learning Pnimis HaTeira, he is learning the topics as they are on the level of godliness, from the perspective of godliness. So therefore, the world is completely a different picture. It's like looking from above to below. So therefore, it's the positive aspects that Pnimis HaTeira, that the insight, the secrets of Teira reveal. It is something that contribute and reveal the essence of something, the essence of world, the essence of every physical thing, and especially the Arizal that says that everything in the world has a spark. He's the one that revealed everything in the world has a spark that needs to be redeemed and enhanced and elevated and returned to its source. So it's basically revealing, the Chassidus explains, for example, leaving Mitzrayim, going out of Egypt. On one hand, Egypt, the bondage of Egypt, is there's nothing to talk about. On the other hand, the negative aspects of it. On the other hand, Chassidus says, leaving Egypt means also staying in world and realizing that world is a good thing. But uplifting oneself in world. But seeing that world in reality is positive. And that's why it says, Bossi Legani. That the Almighty says in the Song of Songs, I came to my garden. A garden is a place where one enjoys. And this is basically, this world is a dwelling place for Hashem. So therefore, when Mashiach will come, we will not be infinite. It'll be world, because this is where the ultimate purpose of the world is, making a dwelling place. That world should remain as world, but we will see the essence without any garments.
So the perception will be infinite. You know, our awareness will be in the infinite.
Right. We will be connected with Him, but we will be Neshamas Begufim. We will be souls and bodies, because our body worked and contributed to this whole revelation.
The universe to come will look a lot different than this world, although it'll be the same.
There are two different timetables. There's one timetable, everything will be natural, and then there's another timetable that there will be higher than nature. So basically, these are two different phases.
You can have both of them at the same time.
As far as the Almighty is concerned, no problem. But basically, based on what our sages tell us, it seems like it'll be two time periods.
Thank you, Rabbi Zelitzin. We'll have a few minutes for questions now.